All right, so a lot has happened in the last 2, 3 days, business days since my last video. Markets come down a bit. Silver's come down a little bit with the markets, tends to happen. Miners also. Gold has held its own, actually closing at a new record high today. That also tends to happen when you've got a bit of fear. So, I mean, I don't know, was it the COVID story? Probably the stagflation numbers the other day. Doesn't really matter. Sometimes it's just, whatever the catalyst is. I'm looking at the S&P. I never usually look at. It can come down a bit more here, gap fill, but we don't care about the S&P too much because the correlation between gold and the miners and the general broader market is not that obvious. Sometimes it's inversely correlated. The DXY, same sort of thing. We don't care. We usually care about it a lot, but I mean, it was pretty much flattish, ended highs, bit like gold. So I'm kind of going to skip it. Now, I think there's a lot there still. There are a lot of catalysts like Japanese bonds, certain stocks. I don't know, even Bitcoin. Bitcoin doesn't look too good either, doesn't it? It wants to flush this, maybe go down to the 80s. MicroStrategy, by the way, I like to keep an eye on that one. That one just looks like it's going to go all the way down here. I love that. But I'm just, all right, so let's go back to gold and silver, right? Gold, I'm just going to focus on gold and silver. New all-time high close, right? That's just the magnet to 3,000 is in full effect. That's going to happen. I mean, especially if the market goes up or down, gold keeps going up. By the way, this Fortnox audit, love it. I love Doge. I love Doge, even though it kind of goes against our investment thesis. I doubt they're going to be able to cut waste, fraud, and abuse enough to the point where it changed the dynamics. But I just love to watch these government worshippers just squeal in panic. And what happens if they find out that there's no gold there? Jesus, it's like 10x gold in one day. Silver's come down. All right, that tends to happen with the general market. It's not the worst. It's just come down to retest support, closed around support. If the market keeps dropping, like I said, it could come down and it's okay. Like out, remember where we are here. We're above 30. We're in the 32s pretty much. The next stop is 35. I mean, if gold goes for 3,000, I'm sorry, but silver has to go back up again and test 33. If we come down, fine, we go to 31. We've got support there, ascending and horizontal. So a big market drop could bring us down there, but still not going to change much. And like I said, I still think gold's going to go to 3,000. So that could sort of keep silver sort of sideways, stuck between the market going down and gold going up. And then when the market finally bounces, silver goes back up. Or who knows, maybe silver just starts to pop and just go crazy as a catch-up trade to 3,000. So sideways silver, gold very bullish. Let's look at the miners. Now the miners had this horrible day, even gap filled here, looking at GDXJ. I honestly thought it was going to keep going. I thought the market was just going to start collapsing a bit. But then today, again, gold, we're green, right? We're green. And actually, we closed back above this trend line. Honestly, if I'd made a video that on Friday, I would have said we're going lower. But no, that's a great reversal. It's pretty good. And to be honest, we're just sort of retesting and holding support. Even if I cheated and moved it down a little bit, it's pretty much the same thing, right? We're above 50. So, I mean, that's GDXJ, SILJ. I don't know why I start with the juniors. Pretty good from SILJ too, by the way. Look at that. Boom, retest, bounce off even a small gap fill, and kind of looks like it wants to go back up, right? Especially if the market goes up. So miners look okay. SILJ, silvers are still weaker. Obviously, silver's weaker. So, I mean, look how far down we are. Imagine gold is making new all-time highs, and this is all the way down there. It's annoyingly repetitive, this theme where we just see us underperforming constantly, but there are moments where we just go crazy, and there's no reason not to think that that can happen. It can't happen any moment. GDX is holding up quite well though. No retest down here. I got to clear some of this up. No retest all the way down here like the others, or SILJ down here, if we're being proportional. But so that's pretty good, right? And the seniors are doing quite well. I mean, Newmont's earnings, Barrick Gold recently, all-in sustaining costs, Agnico-Eagle constantly just holding up real well. The seniors are doing well, honestly, and gold staying where it is. The next earnings, we keep saying, but really, this shit should be way higher. So if we have a small move back up in GDX, we're retesting the old highs real quick. And I tell you what, GDX tends to follow gold quite well. So gold going for 3,000, I reckon GDX can be back up here at 42.50, maybe even going to 44, which should mean the little silver juniors and all those little ones should follow suit. Let's look at SIL. That's okay. Not sure what to do about this trend line. I could keep it there, but it's kind of null and void. I might just delete it. Yeah, it didn't even go down there. Again, great, buy the dip sort of stuff, closing near high of day. Basically, they all look like they want to bounce, go high, and GDX actually looks bullish, unlike the others. SIL is obviously stronger than SILJ. So it's okay. We came down. Let's see what happens. If the market drops, we will have to go lower, I think. Even if gold is green, it's one of those where gold is green, everything else is red, silver, again, stuck between gold going up and market going down. And we have to see. Maybe it was a false alarm, all this, this Chinese corona crap, my God. Or all this stagflation, maybe they realize it's actually good for the miners and gold especially, because miners costs go up. But honestly, I feel like miners are starting to feel the effect of gold being high. I mean, the price of gold is going up more than the cost of all their other operational costs. I think I'm no expert in this, but I have a feeling that we're getting to that point where, the gold price is now starting to help a lot more with the stock price via earnings. Let's look at the miners. Newmont, bam, big drop. Now, I think this thing deserves a buy down here, and I did nibble some down here. Big drop that day. Look where we were trading. We were trading at like all-time highs, recent highs up here at one point, and then bam, big drop, another big drop. I nibbled because first of all, it's near low of day more than the others. A lot of them were green. Newmont's still down 3%. I bought that. I like the story. I think we're going to go all the way back up here within the next couple of months. I really do. So I bought that. That's beautiful. Even if we go lower, and I think that's pretty much around support. I bought it at 44 something. I forgot probably where it is, to be honest. So that looks good. I think if we reverse, we start to test. I need to change some of these trend lines, to be honest. Um, I'll just clean it up. You know what? I'm not going to predict where we go next. If we bounce, let's see where it is. This will be a little level too, like around 45. I think we need a couple of days to see. Obviously, the old high up here, 48, 45, maybe some old support here. Don't want to give a precise number just yet. If we go low, which I don't expect, then I've got this level 42. All right, Barrick Gold doing stronger than Newmont. Let's get rid of that. Stronger than Newmont, not come down as much. That's good because it's been underperforming a lot. So if we can just sort of go sideways, a bounce, I'd like to see a close above today's high of day. If we have a bounce, and then honestly, the only level to watch is this old high. I'm just gonna call it 19, just because of the candle before. A close above 19 and up we go. And to be honest, we're probably gonna go way past that and go straight for 20 something. So I'm gonna leave it. I want to clean the chart a little bit now and just let it be a bit free because we might have some big movements here. But I want to see a close above today's high of day, and after that 19. If we go lower, yeah, 1750. I expected to bounce quite strong from there. And you know what? We may even have, I don't want to be too, it's actually on the trend line now. I'll remove that, but that's interesting. Agnico-Eagle, always the best of the best. This one is incredible. Could even add one of these. In fact, there's no point. One update and it's already taken out. There's only one trend line. 100 is a level probably just because it's such a nice number, but probably something like 101 is more of a level realistically. And you can see here 96 is a bit of support. Just doing great, even better than Barrick Gold. I'm actually enjoying not having trend lines right now, especially here we're all-time highs. So just let it flow. This obviously is a level. I don't see us going down here, despite the possible massive drop if there's some COVID or stagflationary numbers that take the market down. I just don't see Agnico-Eagle even retesting this. It's just super strong. Cash cow. Next one, Pan American Silver. Wow, that's beautiful. That's a really healthy candle. So, I mean, this was a level, even though we were flushing it today at some point. Just look at that close, just super bullish. So the next level is basically the all-time high. Just delete it. It's the same thing as here, it's the same thing. Make it a little bit of an average. Basically 26. Pan America close above 26 and you're running to 30. We've seen this before, right? The big level is 30. So otherwise, we do have support down here at 23, and then there's a gap fill here at 22.5. I don't even see much point in potting it, but I'll do it anyway. But today's candle was so strong that I doubt we go even test the low of today's candle. So Pan America looks good, and that's with silver a bit red. So Pan America has really been fantastic, to be honest. Wheaton, another. I'm really happy I'm holding all these ones I'm going through. This is in order of value. Usually, sometimes it changes a bit, but I think I'm quite lucky because some of these other stocks have been destroyed a bit. But yeah, it's pretty good actually. Wheaton hovering near highs, just waiting for an excuse to break out. Gold at 3,000 will probably be that. This is all-time highs. The dip support. If we lose today's low of day, we'd probably go down here, 66.5-ish. After that down there, I don't see that happening unless there's a massive market drop. And we've seen miners go down. Like when push comes to shove, we know that the miners go down in the markets. All right, there are times where we don't go down or we go sideways down a little bit, like down 1% when the market's down 4%, and that's as good as a big update, actually. And sometimes we even go up, but usually we go down. Sometimes we go down worse than the markets, right? Let's be honest. It's horrible those days. Metalla. Now this one, I realized only later where how I wasn't ready for this type of drop with Metalla. And we had a nice move up, but look at this drop now. We hit this sort of support. I've drawn this support in today, right? Because I wasn't ready for that. Also on the ascending support, basically 2.8, just about 2.8 is really good support. And I wasn't ready. And I think I had my buy some, I don't even know if I bought at 292 in the end, like an idiot. But basically what I sold, I think I left my buy at 292. I don't even know if I got filled. But what a buy this would have been. If I had the lines drawn, I probably would have my good deal cancel buy order in. But that hit support. And like a lot of them, they bounced and we closed way off the low of days. But that's pretty good. I'll delete this trend line. That's definitely a zone of support. Resistance, we could have resistance here around 308, just before 310. But let's see if we can close above, let's close above 3. And to be honest, if we close above 3, we might go higher. Depends what the general the miners do as well as gold. But that's come down quite a bit. I wasn't ready for that. So good support buying there. Next, okay, now we move to the silver miners. Now, First Majestic has done all right because we were trading down here whilst everyone was up, up, up at their highs with the miners at their highs. And I was saying the only thing that can save First Majestic is we don't go down as much as the others if we do move down. And that's kind of what happened. We had first nice pump here, but I think everyone went up this day, maybe, I think. Then on the down day, not down too much. And then today, up, right? Up quite nicely, over 2%. Basically, we're trading where we were for the last couple of days, even though the miners have come down, especially the silver miners. So that's pretty good. In fact, that might be one of the best performers, relatively speaking. So that's good. I'll remove all this. Support is basically the ascending line now. Again, resistance. Well, really, the real resistance is up here, 6.23. This is, well, you might as well have it there, to be honest. I'm going to remove it. We could even draw this local descending line. That's probably on a 15-minute chart. Yeah, like you close above 580, bam, you should start to move. I'll leave this one in. So First Majestic outperforming for once. So maybe that's what it needed. A little outperformance, surviving the drop, and then bam, and then maybe we can finally start hitting the high sixes. Fortuna down quite a lot. In fact, down to the point where I bought it today, I believe, probably near high of day. I've forgotten, but that's a nice drop. I think it's a decent buy. I think there was bad news recently too, so that didn't help. But basically, down we go to a level. Right, that's basically a level. Even if we go a bit lower, what's the difference between 420 and 440? Not too much, and you could end up missing it. So that's quite a nice drop. In fact, how much of a percentage move from where we were all the way? 20% roughly drop. I'll take it. So we're stuck between a nice range here. With that, really sure about the levels here. There's probably something here. Yeah, there's probably something there. I'll leave it. I'll draw when I'm more certain. I don't need to force it. Obviously, you can't just say that the up here is resistance. You're going to find something. It's probably like 475 or something. But anyway, it's come all the way down, nibble, and then I'll see you later when we bounce. If gold goes to 3,000, silver will follow, and we'll probably start testing 5 basically at one point. So I'll just clean it up and leave a nice range. I'll be a bit more accurate later. But that's come down enough for a nibble. Next one, talking about coming down for a nibble, CDE, Jesus, big drop. That's null and void. I mean, it came through multiple supports. I nibbled today, CDE. I think I nibbled the day before when it was all the way over here. I'm quite sure I did. Nibble, nibble. It came to this level, which I actually never thought it would come to. That's a cancel. So now we've got a massive range now. We've probably got this level as a support zone, $6. But I didn't know $6. I was just looking. Look at this support, the support. Plus it's psychological. So 6 will probably be resistance. Up we go. Then you probably got 680. I'm just going naturally here by what I see. And then obviously the old high of 7 sort of 40. Now, if we keep dropping, it's here, obviously. 460 is 5 a level, maybe for 5 minutes. Or maybe if the market's not that weak, it does become a level. But I think it's a buy where it is. I don't care about the news. That's a buy. It's had its news now, so I feel like it's gonna come back up. So I bought CD today. Let's get the shit out of me. All right. That's CDE. That's quite a big drop though. That's like 30%, I believe. Basically 30% drop. My God. Um, that's why it's good to not have all your money in silver miners, no matter how much you believe in them. These senior ones really save me during drops like this, especially when they go up. Okay, next one is Hecla. That one's come down. I mean, they've all come down, haven't they? But some more than others. This is now obsolete. This, yeah, not too much of a level. This is now more of a level just by what it's created today. This will be the next level lower. Wow, 490 pretty much. But yeah, we bounced at 510. We closed green. That's a nice sort of bottom, right? I mean, I think CD is a better buy, but up we go next. It just feels like we should go up again. If we come down, then yeah, 490. If we go up 560, that's quite a big move anyway. It's probably gonna 560. Honestly, if I had to be precise and guess, I would say 560 is level, then I'd say 580 is a level. Very small levels, just zoomed in daily stuff. And then the next level obviously is 640. But it's going to take quite a lot to get back above 640, probably taking out 3,000. But still a good buy. It's going to take a lot for it to go down and keep going down. It really is. And if you zoom out, it's yeah, I think that's a good buy. Next, EXK. See, this one I didn't buy because the others were better. Hecla's a better buy, CDE's a better buy, Fortuna's a better buy. Maybe not first Majestic because it hasn't come down that much and it's been weak for a while. But this basically filled the gap, closed okay, near high of day, and should go back up. This I will delete because it's too close, it doesn't count. This is just too obvious, taking up too much space. Next up, I mean, I see resistance at 420, so maybe 420 is a level. And then the old high up here. So it looks good, filled the gap, but I don't see it's going to give enough percentage move on the upside compared to the others. If we come down, then I see down here. Next is MAG, another one that gap filled, closed okay. Kind of back within the old support zone. Uh, yeah, up we go. Next up will be 17. I could see that happening actually in 2 or 3 good days. It could do that. And then we're back to testing the old levels. 1730, and then the old highs up here at 18. So that was quite good. Filled the gap and now closed back within its old level of support. So that's actually not that bad. I just feel like there are better buys out there. Better, like the ones I just covered. That's interesting too. I'll leave it in. Finally, the more miscellaneous ones. Aris Mining. Ascending support doing its thing. I don't think it's the best buy. I think there are other stocks that are better, but that's quite constructive support buying there. Resistance is only one. It's up here, 420. If we start to lose this and probably go down to around 360, 350 or something, 355. I wouldn't buy that either. They're just better stocks. I like this stock, but it's more of a hold. I am gold. Well, descending is obsolete. I don't see why that was support. Maybe just GDX hitting its support at a certain point. I'm not going to try and force a support level because it's not that obvious to me right now. There's probably something down here at 530, but I'm not going to force it. This is no longer resistance. The pre and post gap will be. So we've got something there. I think IM Gold has got really good numbers too, a bit like Newmont. So I don't mind buying. I bought that the other day, probably actually lower than where it closed today. But I saw the value of IM Gold. It's like strong, so I don't need to add. I don't want to add. Um, yes, I got these three horizontals. In fact, tomorrow, if it's tomorrow's a good day, it could probably test six. So six will probably be resistance. If we keep going, maybe the next day, 619, and then to be honest, you could probably remove that. Then it becomes the old high around 660. So that's pretty good. Next one is B2 Gold, which has been doing pretty well. Probably the best miner in the last couple of days. First of all, look at this outrageous candle. Then it tests resistance perfectly, if I may say so. 294, right? I had that one in already. Then the next day it's basically tested support, just off by a couple of cents. So it's basically done this huge range in 2 days, 3 days actually. So it came from down here, the ascending, all the way up there, then touched, it came all the way back down. Amazing. And to honestly, tomorrow, 294 is easy. It could even just close above it and then start running into the 3+ range, which is really impressive because I remember down here, bad news, dilution. And look at that, 1 month later or whatever, we're just back in the threes. It's quite impressive how fast that one's outpaced everything else. Really good. Today the close is amazing and it's green. So this one I'm looking forward to actually. Like 294 plus close and you're running right up here. I thought it would take longer to get up here, but there you go. Really nice. Equinox. Okay, the ascending was too tight. Basically retested this. Look at this candle. This might be better than B2 Gold. Just a monstrous up day. That must have been used. Honestly, I don't know. It must have been used. Then down we go, right? The market's forced to go down. It retests, but strong close today, which is a healthy test. Now, next stop is, I can remove these. The next test is going to be the high it's just put in. So let's say 710-ish. And after that, I don't even think this is a level. Um, you know what? Let's redo it. Right, the old high is now the level 720. Close above 720, we go to 750, which is another level. In fact, since it's so close to the 720, I'm going to say 7. Oh, sorry, I'm here. Yeah, 750, and then basically 9. Yeah, 9. So let's see if we can close above 720. But that day there changed everything. That means this super bullish buy the dip candidate, and today the dip was bought. SSRM, obviously I dumped this one at 950, 949. Then boom was the good news. Well done, everyone. 1050, even touched 11. My goodness me, you can see a little bit of support here from 11. I'll extend it. I don't really need to. I mean, the point is this is your level really. Next stop will be 12 and then 1250, then 13 is no longer a level. No, it's not. That's what 1250 does, and then it's gonna be 14. You know, I'm gonna keep covering the more. It's still impressing me, right? Why let go now? And today was okay too. It's holding its gains from earnings or whatever. This is really good. Really good. So I hope it keeps going up for you guys that still hold it. It belongs higher, probably. I don't know enough about it, but that's a beautiful move from the gutter, $4 all the way to 11. Amazing. And still holding quite well. SBSW, yeah, weak, but today was okay. That was a nice reversal candle, like bullish engulfing, right? Below, open below, closed above, and yeah, it could have been a better engulfing, but that's pretty good. This ascending is obsolete now. This one is not. Let's see. Next stop, $4 will be a level, definitely. If it has a strong day, 4 will be resistance. There you go. There you go. So it's, some of them are down, silver stocks especially, but some of the other senior ones are just doing really well, holding their highs. Barrick Gold, their recent highs. Barrick Gold didn't come down too much. Agnico holding nicely. Wheaton holding nicely. Newmont's come down a lot, but I think that's probably one of the best buys out there. Etc. etc. So it's interesting. That's also why you should sell on the way up because you never know. You have these big drops, or maybe some stocks drop a lot. Others hold quite well, so you can, sell the good one, buy the bad one, and overall you're making more percentage points on the way up or on the way down. Let's see what happens now, and let's see if gold goes for 3,000 and what happens to silver and how much some of the silver stocks bounce and the gold seniors if they make new highs. Interesting stuff. My portfolio came down a bit, but when I look at the value of it, and then I look at some of the stocks that are silver stocks decimated, right? CDE and all that, and I see some of the senior stocks holding quite well. I think it's still pretty good. So, all right. Anyway, that's your little recap for the day. Good luck. Let's see what happens tomorrow.